Hello YouTube, it's Rob from Maxwells Grass Cutting Services based in the northeast of England. I hope everybody's well and having a good day and a good week. Today's video, what happens when the clients say on the 25th of September, don't bother coming back. That'll do till next season. Now, thankfully, this hasn't happened to me, but it's happened to a friend of mine, subscriber, who's followed my journey on YouTube from the beginning. And then 2 years ago, he took the plunge and he runs his own business. He's in the Midlands. And he rang me and said, Rob, he said, I'm getting cancellations left, right and centre. And they're just saying, look, call it a day now. We'll see you in the spring. He says, it's costing me a fortune. What do I do? Now, this is a subject passionate to my heart. Why? Because when I first started, it happened to me and I was shocked and I couldn't believe it. Now, I did get stick from quite a lot of subscribers, YouTubers, for saying that when I quote 16 cuts a year, mid-March till the end of October. Why do I do that? The reason I do that is because then the customer knows what you're doing. That's a minimum. Okay, and if we have an Indian summer, we haven't had it on for a while, I always say after the last cut, look, the grass is still growing. If you want me to come again in November to cut the lawn to make it look nice over the winter and for Christmas going into the sort of new year, please let me know, and by all means. And you know, a lot of customers do that, not all, but my customers don't cancel me on the 25th of September, because if they do, what do? Mag to grid, get rid. Now, as I've got older and a bit more longer in the tooth running my business, I'm a bit more humble. And what I advise my pal is to say, look, send a message. Say, look, if we stop cutting now, the grass will be a foot tall come the spring and also look awful over the winter. I did quote you 16 cuts. And the price reflects that, because it reflects it. When you're in the spring and it's a foot tall and it's growing like mad, yes, you don't charge any more, but you don't charge any less when the grass is slowed down a little bit in September. Now, I did say to him, look, if the grass has stopped, and some lawns do, well, there's nothing you can do, apart from a few months ago, maybe put a little bit of weed and feed down, get the lawn going, mulch. And it's not cheating, it's not being deceptive. What it's doing is creating a beautiful lawn for the customer. And that's what customers want. They want a lush green lawn that's growing. But some lawns that are, you know, overshadowed by trees and leaves and the north facing, it's a nightmare. Or the clay soil, solid clay, it's hard to get them growing, and I accept that. And there might be one or two where, you know, the end of September is your last cut. But if customers are penny pinching, and I've found it over the years, mag to grid, get rid. Like I say, I'm happy with my customer base. It took me a long time to get there, and they're lovely. And I don't get many saying, look, Rob, make it the last cut. I get people asking, and what I try and do, every sort of customer gets a message about now, week or two ago, explaining how many cuts left there are for the season, weather permitting, and when they will be. And it just puts the mind at ease. Or do they need the mind putting at ease? Or is it me just overthinking things? I don't know. But my pal, what I said to him, look, if they're going to mess you about this year, there's a good chance they're going to mess you about next year. And the best time to get rid of them is the spring. What you do is, come mid-February, you start an advertising campaign on Facebook business page, and you go and replace them with better customers. Somebody once said, you don't lose customers, you just replace them with better ones. And it's a fantastic analogy, and it's correct. Another subscriber once says he always gets rid of about 5 every year. The bottom 5, makes a list, replaces them, keeps the business fresh, keeps you on your tours. Each to their own, but it's not a bad theory, is it? But I told him not to worry. But it is a worry. Imagine if 10 customers say to you in September, don't come, and they're 40 quid customers. That's a lot of money if you're missing 2 cuts. You know, 10 times 80 quid, that's 800 quid. That could be your winter money going in to help you out in January. So I wouldn't tolerate it. I wouldn't tolerate it. I would try and educate the customer. And if they won't be educated, mag to grid, get rid and replace in this new season. And if you can't replace them, keep them until you can replace them, then get rid. And I know somebody's going to say, that's not very nice, Rob, that's not very professional. Look, if they don't give a monkeys about you and they're stopping you on the 25th of September, you owe them nothing. And that's my thought process. You know, we run a business, not a charity. And if people are messing you about, get rid of them. There's plenty of good customers out there, but the hardest job is to find them. And you can find them sort of more easily in the spring. So get through the season, do your best, try and negotiate with them. If they don't want to negotiate them, just smile and wave, tell them you'll see them in the spring. And then if you fill your books up, get rid of them. If you don't, you might have to hang on to them. But as you fill, you can get rid. But I won't tolerate it. What would you do? Would you tolerate customers telling you on the 25th of September, don't bother coming back, we'll see you in the spring? I wouldn't. You know, you cannot run a business like that. It's not fair. And I find that people, once the dark nights start coming in and the grass starts to slow down, they do try and penny pinch. But they don't try and penny pinch in May, June, July, when the grass is like that and you're doing 2 runs and emptying the basket and then, you know, you're working your socks off. Thankfully, you know, I'll say it again, my customers are lovely and I'm lucky, but it took a long time to get there. I've let a lot of customers go over the years, and I've done a lot of searching trying to find customers, and you do learn how to spot the red flags. You do learn how to spot what a bad customer is just by what they say when you're talking to them. You know, what's your hourly rate? You know, you just get that spider sense and you just know. So my message to my pal is keep your chin up, keep working hard, keep advertising for the hedge work, the winter tidy jobs, and the work will come, but don't beat yourself up about it. Business is a journey and there's highs and lows and you will get there, and we've all been through it. Everybody watching this video who runs their own business will have been annoyed, I won't swear, by customers who have sort of said don't bother, or customers who have you booked in, you turn up and they say, oh, I've changed my mind, or I did it myself last week. And it's part of running a business. It's nothing personal. You need thick skin. And in the beginning, I didn't have thick skin. I'm getting better, but even I'm not perfect. I get annoyed. So don't get annoyed. Just keep a level head, be professional, and then mag to grid in the summer and replace with better customers. That was my advice. What would your advice be? I look forward to reading the comments. Get some great comments. I know, would you put up with it? Some people will say you've got to put up with it. It's their choice. I disagree. But anyway, that's it today. We've got some nice weather this morning, but the weather forecast is set to change this afternoon to thunderstorms and rains. So it's a bit chilly. Got the winter woolly on today. So I'm going to crack on, try and get all my work done before the heavens open. And then I'll see you next time, all right? Take care. Remember, when the green gold's growing, keep mowing. It's growing at the minute. Not for much longer, though. See you soon.